That's good. Sorry about that.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
Just something that I try to keep in mind as well.
Yep.
But yeah, so you heard about Hoist Gracie through a friend?
Yep.
You were saying?
Yep.
And then they started showing you tapes or some shit?
And
you're
that's
like,
when he said, you got to see this thing called The Ultimate Fighter, man.
Yeah.
You got to check this thing out. Okay, oh, well, no problem.
Yeah.
You know, unbelievable, right? When I see now, it's like, okay, I'm hooked. You know what I mean?
what's the closest thing that you saw to it leading up to that, though? Like boxing?
Yeah, I would say boxing, kickboxing. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
did that when we were kids. You know,
Yeah.
in competitions with my parents and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
Really, really young then. And then once my dad left, that was it. Everything was done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we did that stuff when we were kids. But that's how you learn about anything. And here was always karate, taekwondo.
Yeah.
You know, it was the biggest thing.
Taekwondo and karate are like the biggest schools.
thing.
Even if you like just drive around any community, you'll see karate schools
Yeah.
more than you'll see a boxing gym or
Yeah.
even like anything else, right?
Not many wrestling.
Jiu-jitsu here and there.
It's
There's
coming up now big.
Yeah,
Jiu-jitsu's
like,
a lot bigger now. But
the Canadian
back then-
scene is killing it. Like Ergus, who I had in a couple of years ago, he just won gold at the IBJJFs last year, and he's training out at Grand Slam MMA. But he's like, yo, most of the competition is like Canadian kids now, like that are making it to the top. I'm like, damn, like it would be great if we could take that like distinguished
that'd
quality,
be amazing,
right?
man. Yeah.
Could you imagine thinking about a Canadian and be like, yo, they are BJJ killers?
That would be great.
That would be an awesome thing to like
Yep.
actually have our guys represented as. But we talked about some of the regional fighters and stuff too, and you were like privy to these guys, like the TJ Laramies,
yeah,
the
few of them.
Josh Hill. Well, Josh Hill is obviously a little bit more famous because he was on the Ultimate Fighter, but yeah, like you seem to have your finger to the ground in terms of like know what's going on.
I wouldn't say totally to the ground, but I know who these guys are when you say the name. You know what I mean? You know, I know who they are because I follow the MMA scene. I have been for years. You know what I mean? For 20-something years now, right?
Yeah.
And plus, you know what I mean? Like I say, doing martial arts, I know the Jocelyn family. You know what I mean?
Shout out Jeff Jocelyn. That's one of the Canadian pioneers, easily.
You know what I mean? And I thought I was going to do good in UFC. You know, unfortunately, he didn't. But neither did David the Crow Loazo either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
dude. David Loazo is another but
Those elbows, man.
he was a really, really good fighter too. Who's the guy that I'm thinking about from Mississauga? The Prince, the something Prince.
Oh man,
Claude Patrick.
Claude
Patrick.
Yeah.
That's another beast from the local scene, right?
Yep.
Like it's unfortunate that they never really got to the GSP standard of things, but like when you think about Canadian MMA, he's one of them. Even Jordan Mean, which is such a trip because did you notice how many fights he had once he was like 21 or 22?
I didn't notice that until somebody mentioned it to me. Was it you mentioning it?
I might have been, dude. I'm going to see if I can pull up what his record was, but he had like 20 or 30 something fights. Okay, first of all, he's 30 years old, so he was born in 89. And let's see, by the time he was 20, he had 20 fights.
Man, that's unbelievable. That's like BJ Penn back in the day. You know
Just
what I mean?
super young, just racking up fights quick.
Yeah.
And no real like pushovers either. His first ever fight, Rory McDonald. I wouldn't even be surprised if they like debuted against each other. June of 2006. That's insane.
Who else? It was on The Ultimate Fighter. Was what was his name from BC, man?
Brad Katona? No.
No. Just I'm going back a few years.
Okay,
now.
okay. Mike Ricci?
No. Dang it! Now I lost it, man.
Damn, you'll get it back.
He's even fought Woodley and everybody. Like he's fought everybody. Look, he's all the names that he's fought. You know what I mean?
Insane, right? Like even once, that was in Strikeforce when he fought Woodley as well too, and he lost a split back then.
Right. But
Not
names,
bad.
you know what I mean? Like,
Zaromskis, dude. Do you remember Marius Zaromskis?
I don't think so.
He was a killer on like the Dream and Sengoku scene, which was like the modern day Risen.
Show me his picture again.
Right here. He had this like he fought Nick Diaz in Strikeforce as well too, but like coming into that, he was 13-3. He was the Dream champion, but he beat like all Jason High as a recognizable name.
Yeah.
And then he comes into Strikeforce as like this high acclaimed guy. And then Nick Diaz knocks him out. That's when Nick Diaz was at the top of his game in Strikeforce as well too. Then Zaromskis loses to Cyborg Santos. Then he came to Mississauga. He fought Jordan Meehan in Mississauga.
Okay.
That was the first event I ever worked.
Back in 2010.
Yeah, dude, that was a dirty fight. That was a dirty
good
fight. That was a sick fucking fight.
Yeah.
Because just due to the power of Zaromskis that was coming into that fight too, I was like, yo, this guy's a killer on the European scene. Now he's coming over to America, and then Nick Diaz is like, what? I'll fucking take you out. And then the Jordan Meehan fight was phenomenal. I was a cage crew for that event. Zaromskis against Jordan Meehan and at the Hershey Center at the time.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they call it now. They changed the name of
I know,
it.
they changed it again, too.
Even Powerade Center, they changed the name of that too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I was just the other day.
I was like, what the fuck?
Eh?
They're always just like the Sky Dome is the Sky Dome. And what was it? The ACC will always be the ACC.
Right. It's always ACC. Yeah. What anybody says, right?
One thing I actually wanted to crack into is how you got onto the social media scene.
My kid.
He just, like, was he on it and then...
Yeah, my kid was on, he goes, oh, you would love Twitter.
Interesting.
I'm tired of the Facebook crap. I mean, like, I'm going back a few years now, right?
Yeah,
I've been on Twitter probably 3 years now, I guess.
Yeah.
2 years, maybe 3 years, something like that. But MMA Twitter for just over a year now.
And are you liking it in comparison to just regular Twitter?
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? There's no other
With
comparison.
as balls deep as you are into MMA, I completely understand.
You know what I mean? It's the only way to be, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm going to go for it, I'm going all in.
Yeah,
you know
go
what I mean?
balls deep.
Dope. Doesn't matter sex. Doesn't matter what it is, man. I'm balls
going
deep
in.
no matter what it is. I'm telling you, 100%.
I fucking love it. I love it.
You know?
Dude, like, you are the few guys that are like up at 4 a.m. or wherever the fuck it is to watch like a 1FC prelim.
Don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I respect about you so much. I need to sleep at that time. But when I'm at work, like, I'll pull that up as like on the side because it's on at like 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. It's still on, right? So I'll watch like the main card there. But man, like, there's the LFAs, like, you're all into that stuff too, which is great.
Love it.
I love seeing the fighters that make it just before the UFC.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I want to see, right? The up and comers. Donnie's another good guy who does all that too.
Donnie Rocket.
Yeah.
Shout out Donnie Rocket. Me and him are pretty cool too.
Great guy.
Yeah. He watches all the YouTube videos too, so you'll probably see this for sure. But yeah, I love following those guys because, especially for me as like the gambler, like when these guys come into the UFC, odds makers might be overlooking them because they don't really know about them, and then you can cash like a good underdog in that aspect too. That's just one way of thinking about it. But like, to be that guy, to be like, yo, look out for this guy. Like, look out for Charles Jourdain. Remember, he just knocked out Duho Choi, kid from Montreal, very good. I used to follow that kid since amateur days. Like, when I used to take the amateur MMA team from Grants MMA to Montreal, we would fight these guys, and we would see them. Like, there's like maybe 8 to 10 fights every night. It was like in those like Legion halls.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like on a native reserve though. In Montreal, but like the fights were great. Like, it was a great production. People got in for $20, drink all whatever the fuck you want, and 8 fights. It was a great little setup.
Six Nations has some BJJ tournaments once in a while.
I'm not surprised. Like, it's good. Even amateur MMA in Ontario is starting to slowly pick up, which is good. When I was in the game, like, it was just very scarce, dude. There was like 1 or 2 shows around at the time. But BTC and PFC, they're doing great things too. So I'm very excited that we have talent that we can actually see at home do the shit. TJ Laramise, the Tony Laramise, my guy Urgis Ageta as well. This is a guy, I'm telling you, go back and watch his interview that I had with him too. But 4-0 pro, 7-0 amateurs, so 11-0 overall, plus just won a BJJ tournament.
Are we talking here, Laramie?
Urgis Ageta. This is a kid that I have at my gym there.
Yeah.
He took all of last year off strictly to do jiu-jitsu, won the tournament, then came back. Now he was supposed to fight actually at the PFC event last weekend, but it got a cut and had to like pull out. It was pretty bad, but he wants to stay active. Like, he has that Kamaru Usman type of style, that Colby Covington style, where it's just forward pressure at all times, take you down, high school wrestling background, like very, very good. And he has that Albanian strength. Like, he was born in Albania and came over here when he was like 2 or 3 years old. So he has like that immigrant strength is what he was calling it, right?
I got you.
That's a kid to look out for. He fought for TKO a couple times as well. And there's another chick, last chick I'll shout out, Anastasia Nikolakakos, one of the best women I've ever seen fight. Like, she is thick. She's a 105er though. That's the only thing she has going against her, right? Tough. They don't have 105 other than Invicta. She fought for Invicta once. She Khabib'd this chick.
No.
It was bad, dude. If I show you the girl's picture afterwards, you're gonna be like, holy fuck. Like, she fucked her up. But she's just tank little Greek chick that, like, her jiu-jitsu was on point. Her striking's getting there too. Her confidence is definitely getting there. And now she's going out there wrecking these chicks. I think she's like 3-0 now, 4-0 as well.
Right, yeah.
Nobody wants to fuck with her.
See, when I was a kid, all you had was striking.
Yeah.
You know, you had karate, kickboxing, or taekwondo. That's what you had.
Nobody really gave a fuck about jiu-jitsu.
No.
I'm sure you can remember the aspect or that point in time where it really started to pick up. Where we start to see those jiu-jitsu schools actually start to come in.
I start putting my kids in it, right?
That's the best thing. When I have kids, that's the first thing I'm going to put them into.
Yeah, I put jiu-jitsu right away. You know, my kids. That's why I knew about the tournaments happening at Six Nations, because their coach was in it, right?
Okay, nice.
I give my kids private lessons because I think it's better than just doing the whole class thing.
The whole class. I think it's a good thing to get a little bit of both.
Well, that's what I do.
For sure.
Mondays was the class, Wednesdays private, Thursday was class.
Oh, perfect.
Friday was class, something like that. But,
that way you get the one-on-one in terms of the actual learning the techniques, but then you get to go out there and like try it out.
Well, not like that the coach can help you. one-on-one, and not trying to embarrass you in front of the whole class. You know,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
what you're doing wrong. You know, do this, right?
Yeah.
But my boys, they're like a mama's boy. You know, they're not like me at all. My daughter's the rebel in the family.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. She's the one stealing the car and everything.
She's the one taking after you.
Oh, yeah.
But the boys are in the jiu-jitsu. Is that what they want?
They're not doing it anymore.
They're not doing as much anymore?
No.
How long would you say they did it for?
My youngest one did the longest, probably about 4 years.
Nice. Okay. He must have gotten to a
he was like
purple beltish.
Orange stripe or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That's not too bad.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to definitely put, maybe 3 or 4 years old, jiu-jitsu. That's fucking, just gives you, even gymnastics is good for that stuff in terms of being bendy and flexible and all that type of stuff. One thing a lot of the fighters that have been in here have told me is yoga is one of the big things that they try to implement to help them with their dexterity and all that stuff. It helps me recover. I'm surprised at how many fighters actually admitted to that though. Remember 10 years ago, nobody would say fucking do yoga. What the fuck? There's too much machismo at that time now, right? But people GSP breaks the barriers. I'm gonna go do fucking gymnastics. And I'm gonna, try to train that way. I'm gonna try to train a little bit smarter than everybody who's just going in there 2 times a week, go sparring, get more CTE essentially. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. That's why I want my kids to go into jiu-jitsu. That's the break a bone, go ahead, we can regrow it. You know what I mean? It's all good. But the when it comes to the boxing and the brain injury that could come with it, you gotta.
I'll tell you, it's good that we got the technology we do today.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
because if we didn't have it, you know what I mean?
We would have had way more deaths. I don't even know if there's been deaths due to weight cutting.
Right.
That's about it.
Right.
Not from actual fight. You know what I mean? I'm pretty certain we can still say that and be 100% truthful about it.
Right.
Boxing, we know it's the complete opposite.
Right. We know what's happening, but boxing is a different thing too, man. That's non-stop headshots. You know.
Do you remember as many? I'd say in the last year or so, there was a lot of deaths in boxing.
Yeah, there was a few.
Do you recall back in the day, when you were first starting to watch it, that as much?
I remember though, we didn't have the social media you have today.
Oh,
right?
so you probably wouldn't have even heard, right?
Right. Until you read it in the paper or something to see it on the news. If the news happened to cover it.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? We're in Canada, right? We're not seeing much of the boxing back then as they gave it in the States. Now, living on a border town right now, I pick up only American stations.
That's not bad.
Because, I don't pay for fuck all.
Of course.
I buy
He does, everybody. He does. He does.
Everything.
Everything. Biggest supporter over here. Fuck. No, I get it. I was on the cusp of the smartphone era.
Yeah.
So I'm just about to turn 30 this year, or 29 this year, but I was right on the cusp in terms of when the smartphones came into existence, because I remember having to wait for 8 o'clock for something to come on TV.
I remember when the internet came into existence. Okay, come on.
Yeah. You obviously got that on me, but I just mean even that change though, and the smartphones seem to have changed everything way more than even computers did, in my opinion, just because of how easy everything is now, right?
It does.
Whatever you need, it's right here.
Your life is there.
Your life is there, exactly. You lose that, you feel probably worse than if you had to lost your wallet.
Or your clothes.
I'd
walk around naked before I'd walk around without my fucking phone. Come on now.
I need to stay in touch with the world. I completely get that, dude. It's insane though, right? That it actually has that type of impact on people.
Yep.
But it's brought me and you together. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's brought me and the other fighters together, other guests that I've had. I don't know how many people from MMA Twitter you've actually met, but every time I meet somebody, you're the first person I've ever met off of MMA Twitter.
Really? Yeah, I got three
in person. Yeah. That's good. It's good that people are actually willing to go out there rather than just...
Well, that's why I say anytime we go, I can't cross the border. For some reason.
Come to Canada, mother. It's better in Canada anyway.
You don't like me.
It's better in Canada.
Fucking casual.
Bad guy over there, apparently. But still, it's great. Somebody commented on the video that you put up. How many people live in fucking Toronto?
Right, yeah.
I'm blessed to be in the vicinity of people that are able to make the trek out here, right? Yeah. You're coming from fucking Fort Erie, but you got your job that has you all over the place too, right? Even the fighters, the Laramie boys, right? They're down in Windsor, but his brother fought that past weekend, so I managed to get the schedule to line up where he could actually come in.
Little tanks, those boys are. Eh?
I know, dude. I was standing beside him. I'm like, yo, I'm kind of bigger than this guy, but he's just fucking stocky as fuck. Even his brother, 125er, fucking shredded to shit.
Yeah.
He just had a really good performance on one of the titles. He's 5-2 now.
Oh, he did.
He's going to be coming.
Great
hopefully.
Guys, man.
I love the kids.
Great guys.
I'd say he admitted it himself though. When they were first bursting onto the scene, they seemed to have a little bit too much of an ego, and they were trying to. But he was he was fully admitted to it, and he goes, he had a loss in his fourth fight. He goes, I think that kind of humbled me. He lost a really shit split decision. He should have won it easily. So I watched the fight. And then after that, he gets knocked out by somebody. Then he comes back, he goes, I could be in the UFC. I could have been in the UFC right now, but I wasn't ready. But I'm glad I got those losses. Now he has on a 3-fight winning streak. He beat Charles Jourdain, who's already in the UFC. So that's a name under his belt. He's on the cusp of getting into the UFC too. And it's going to be like, look, another Ontario guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
We need to get it up there. Like, who's the biggest one that you can remember that we had? GSP, obviously.
That's
but after that, what's the drop off?
Oh, yeah, it's massive.
Right?
Rory.
But he still didn't achieve like the highest accomplishments in the sport, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you want
accomplishments, right? Like, who's other champions? Carlos Newton was a champion. Carlos Newton was a champ.
I didn't think lost to Matt.
Who's it, Hughes? Oh yeah, that one.
Matt was out before they hit the ground.
That one was crazy.
That
one was crazy.
Afterwards, anyway, so it doesn't matter, right?
But still, we should have got the W that night.
Right. You know what I mean? But it's all.
Yeah, he was one. But who else?
Nobody else, really.
Right? Like there are the Claude Patricks. There are the didn't Egypt Boyne rep Canada for a bit too?
Yeah, he
so here's another one. But again, like
to say to meet the pinnacle, GSP, and really you're dropping off after
that's
that.
It. Man. Like we never had a heavyweight.
No.
Tanner Boser we have right now, but like
Boser we have right now.
That's about it. Right? Yeah, light heavyweight. Remember we had Ryan Jimmo.
Who?
Ryan Jimmo. He had like an 8-second knockout on Anthony Perosh in his debut, but then after that he like lost the fight. But then a couple years after he got killed, some guy ran him over at a bar. Oh, but he was like he had an 8-second KO in Calgary. That was his debut. Very like he had maybe 3 fights in the UFC, but he was. But then again, like that's how it drops off. It's the weed.
It's always 420, man.
It was like UFC 140. I just went around like way back then, right? It was way back. Man, I'd say since 2009, I don't think I've missed a card. Like obviously, like I'll watch it like the next day in case I have like a wedding or something to go to.
On my work, I do the same thing,
bro. Like it's hilarious how much of a social hermit it almost makes us to be MMA fans because it's almost on every fucking Saturday night, which is where everybody wants to do something, right?
But football players, I mean, you're football fans, you're baseball fans, hockey, they have their rituals. It sucks ours on a Saturday night.
I know ours is on a Saturday night.
It really does suck.
That's why I like the fact today is like 3:00, and it'll probably be done by 8:30, 9:00 at latest.
Yeah.
We still have an evening to possibly do something, right?
Yep.
Where I remember I went to California.
House. Corona time.
Yeah, exactly. Sanitize the fuck out of everything. Get those masks on and all that shit. I went to Lesnar versus Velasquez in Anaheim, LA. That was my first time on the West Coast. That was my first time on the West Coast ever. And the fights were done by like 8:30, 9:00.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, we still have the evening. What the fuck do we do? Because we're used to like finishing up and like everybody's burning out and it was like, all right, just gonna go home now. Yeah. But no, it was like, do we go to a club? Do we go to a bar? What the fuck do we do?
The Abu Dhabi card, it was early in the morning or
I love that shit too.
I love one championship, same thing, nice and early.
Oh, a little too early, 4 a.m. It's a little, but I don't mind it. But I love like when they go to the Philippines. I think Frankie Edgar versus Uriah Faber was at like 8 a.m.
Right. Yeah.
7 a.m. or something. I'm like, I'm in.
Breakfast I'll watch and blood, you gotta love it, right?
Exactly. I put a breakfast and blunts, but I can't remember the last time I smoked a blunt though. Did you smoke?
I
blunts?
do if I'm with people. Right now, I won't.
Of course.
We're not going to share joints.
It's not communal. Right?
Yeah. But I will if I'm with a group. But by myself, I'm just going to smoke. I
don't get it.
They're not skinny. You know what I mean? They're They're fatties, right?
But still, I don't like the wrap. Like it's a little bit too harsh. I don't know if you've ever been a cigarette smoker or anything like that.
I used to smoke cigarettes, and that's
off that.
Yeah.
Are you 100% off that now? Perfect. Good job. I know it's hard to do. My brother's hooked on them right now. He can't even get off those. But that's what I feel when I smoke the blunt, right? Like it's a little bit too harsh.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I
don't know if that makes me a bitch, but fuck you guys.
No, it is harsh.
But it is also like a communal ceremonial thing as well too, right? Like if it's a big thing, like I remember like before me and my boys went to go watch like the last Avengers movie, we smoked a giant blunt and then went into the theater. But it's like a ceremonious type of thing, right? Like rather than let's just fucking smoke this. And
it's like me and my boys, you could do around with a big hookah pipe, right? You put like maybe an eighth in there, have 4 or 5 hoses on her, and just start going on it.
That's not bad. I remember doing that. It's been a while since I've fucking hit the hookah like that. I like the pens, the oil pens. Do you fuck with those?
I do, but the place I get them from, and I'm not getting a shout out because too many of you fuckers buying my shit, man.
There's no fucking supply left for him.
They're sold out all the time now.
Oh my god,
that's so crazy. Cheap, eh?
Okay.
But I'll give you something.
Give me the
off.
plug.
Yeah.
Give me the plug. It's for the premium members.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I like the discreetness of it. Like if I'm going to wherever the fuck I'm going and don't want to be known that I'm that fucked up.
Yeah.
Just hit that because it doesn't stink or anything like that, right? Yeah. That's just me and my own paranoia.
No, I do the same thing.
Yeah, like if you want to be a little bit more discreet, then just come in as the guy that's just danking.
Well, I do that too.
At all times? At all times?
It don't matter where I go. I don't give fuck.
There are certain places that I have to do that to myself.
Right.
Yeah, but otherwise,
But everybody knows me.
Of course. And they know that.
Knows
of course.
I'm always burning. And if you don't like it,
that's
sorry about your luck.
No, of course. I completely understand that.
Right? Exactly. Keep walking,
don't like the smell? It's cool.
Yeah. I know what stinks. My family hates the smell. I do not smoke in the house at all.
No. At all. That's something I'll never do either.
Never.
Yeah.
Don't ever do it. It's not worth it. I don't care what anybody says. No way would I do it.
Yeah, don't be that lazy. Get outside.
Fuck. It's good, man. You need the fresh air, right?
Exactly.
So
I think the worst thing I ever did was when I lived in college at the college fucking school.
Yeah.
We would hit the bong in the basement and just like blow it out the window. I'm like, it still stinks down here.
Man, we used to fucking smoke crack in the house with.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
With no fucks. God damn.
I'm in a little room like this, man.
Yeah.
Do tattoos during the day. I can order the crack, smoking crack all night long.
Fuck. Go to bed. That's some mad experiences, dude.
Oh yeah. It's like I live life to the fullest. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's too short to fucking be pissed off about shit. You know.
Yeah. You seem to have a great gig too that allows you to like really enjoy it to an extent, right? Yeah. Like there are some people that have to be strapped down to do like other fucking jobs, and like, but it's worked out perfectly in terms of you get to enjoy your fights whenever the fuck you want. You get to just burn whenever the fuck you want. Like it's great to be at that point in life too.
No, I don't burn when I'm working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
of course.
I absolutely don't do that.
It's not what I'm trying to imply.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I absolutely when I'm off work, I'm off work. And it's
just checked out.
Always 420 then. Right?
I love it. I love it. I don't really want to talk too much about the fights that we're going to be watching shortly, just because this is obviously going to not matter at the time. But I do want to get a quick prediction off of you in terms of the main event. Do you give predictions? I'm not sure if this is your thing.
Sure, I can. I already put my picks out anyways.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I put one online.
Main event. Just give me the main event. Who you think is going to win and how? Submission,
it's tough, man.
It's a close fight.
It's fucking tough.
It's a close fucking
Especially
fight.
in Brazil. The thing that I think though is because of the Brazilians not being inside the building. It's gonna have
help impact.
Kevin. It's gonna help Kevin, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I was picking Oliveira the whole time until they said it's gonna be an empty arena. Now I'm gonna take Kevin, but let's see, third round submission.
Okay. My main bet tonight is for that fight to not go over 2.5 rounds. So it has to finish before whatever midway through the third round.
2:30 of the second.
Third round.
Oh, third round.
Third round.
Is it halfway through the fight or?
That's 2.5 rounds. Right. Yeah. So that's pretty much the fight. Yeah. So under that amount of time, they have to get finished. My thinking is that, we've seen Charles Oliveira when he's on, and he gets to finish. But if he's on and isn't able to get to finish, Kevin Lee could break him. We've seen Oliveira break in the past, and that's where Kevin Lee's going to get the finish.
Oliveira will break. He's kind of like if you pressure him enough, he will break.
He will break. Yeah, exactly.
But so will Kevin.
Kevin will as well. So I don't know if Kevin will be able to withstand that storm from Oliveira beginning, right? Yo, when he finished David Tamor, that was probably one of the craziest finishes I've seen from Charles Oliveira, where he outstruck the striker. Yep. You know what I mean? I think this is really his time. Like, dude, he's been in the UFC for a long time. Like, a long time, but he's just been getting experience this entire time.
Look at the names, man.
Dude, since August of 2010, he made his UFC debut. Armbar over Darren Elkins to start. Rear naked choke over Efrain Escudero. Then he lost to veterans.
Nick Lentz.
Yeah, Nick Lentz, dude. Exactly.
Legend.
But that's 3 tough fights from there, and he's super young in his career. Loses to Jim Miller, loses to Donald Cerrone, comes back, beats Eric Wisely in the reverse calf slicer. First time we've ever seen that in the UFC. First time we've ever seen that.
That was good.
Jonathan Brookins, Anaconda choke, and Brookins was on the up and up at that point too. Then loses to 2 vets in Cub Swanson, Frank Edgar. Comes back and dusts Andy Ogle, Hatsu Hioki, Jeremy Stevens, gets that Nick Lentz drawback as well too, or no contest, wherever the fuck it was. Loses to Max Holloway in Saskatoon. That was weird. Do you remember that fight at all?
I don't remember the Saskatoon card. I don't know where I was.
So Max Holloway hits him with a punch or something, and it looks like something happens with his neck, and he starts like just shelling up immediately. And it was either a stinger or whatever the fuck it was, and it stopped the fight. That's why it says TKO neck injury. Only a minute and 40 seconds into the fight. That was the main event too.
I have to go back and watch that one. I remember that. I don't know where I was.
Yeah, it was a weird one though. Like it was just a really weird thing that happened to him. So that was his loss. Comes back, beats Miles Jury, Anthony Pettis, Ricardo Lamas, very tough guys. Beats Will Brooks, loses to Paul Felder in a fight that he broke in my opinion. And then now he's on a crazy 6-fight winning streak. Guida, Yagos, Jim Miller, David Tamor, his most impressive one. Lentz again. Poor Lentz. Poor Lentz.
Guy.
Dude, the first couple times they fought, though, they won fight of the night. So they're like, of course we'll fight each other again if we can get fight of the night again.
Yeah.
And then Merckx, Jared Gordon in his last fucking fight. Dude,
that was beautiful, man.
That was an insane performance. He's really coming into his own. I think his confidence level is next level, too.
Agreed.
I think as an underdog, he has a little bit of a shot. But yeah, I'm going with Charles Oliveira by second round sub. I think he's going to catch Kevin Lee in some sort of choke when Kevin Lee's going to try to get him on the ground. Could anything happen?
Yeah.
Anything
I was
could
going
happen.
the same way, right? Until they said nobody's in the arena. I'm like, I don't know. I think TriStar is really, really good for Kevin, man. I do.
I'm one of those like
as long as he gets his attitude right.
Yeah, that's the main thing for him, in my opinion, is his mental.
Right.
I think that I'm not a big believer in when guys change gyms that they're going to have the best performance, or they're going to come out and be the better self of them. Like an example, even on this card itself, Randa Marcos, she went over there for a couple fights and it didn't really work out for her. Yeah. So it's a very picky, choosy type of thing, right?
Absolutely.
Remember his coach died, Robert Fallis? Yeah. So I think that really fucked with him. So I will give him some slack in terms of that. And he didn't really have a proper training camp. Like that was going into the Tony Ferguson fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Interim title fight, big fight, especially after that unfortunate Vegas thing that happened as well too. That was the same weekend.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah, he lost there, but I guess the Faraz Zahabi thing should work well for him. But I'm not totally sold on it.
Get into his head.
Yes,
that's
mentally,
right?
Mentally he should know he should beat him. But another thing now is the missed weight too, right?
Yeah.
How much is that really going to fuck with him?
I don't think that's going to fuck with him, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll see. He has missed weight in the past, and then I think that was the Ferguson fight.
He's got to do something, man. Because this missing weight ain't good.
Oh yeah, no, he missed weight against Barboza and then beat him.
Right, yep.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
I Quinta calling him his son, eh? Isn't that funny?
I love Quinta's Twitter work, dude.
Oh yeah,
it's
great.
So funny.
He just needs to get back fighting, man.
I know.
Last time he fought.
He lost to Dave Hooker or Dan Hooker. What am I saying, Dave Hooker? I think he has something lined up. No, let's see.
Does he have something lined up?
I feel like he does.
I must have missed that one then.
Oh no, they don't have anything lined up yet.
Yeah, because I razz him all the time. You know, at least fucking Kevin's fighting. You know.
Oh yeah, true.
Right? At least Kevin's fighting. Fuck, if you're not selling houses,
don't say
fighting,
shit.
You know,
yeah. Don't be saying shit.
I love his Twitter. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I do. I love him.
The only guy that has him slightly beat is the guy that plays his real estate agent on Twitter.
Yes.
That guy's hilarious. And the fact that he dukes some people into thinking that it's actually him. And Al's completely cool with it too. I think Al's already given him a shout out and shit. That was great. Dude, the Edwards and Woodley fight is getting so much more interesting to me, strictly due to the fact this whole coronavirus thing going on. And London just said that they're going to, or England, or I should say whatever the fuck, the UK, they might be going on banning these large gatherings.
I'll say it. I said on Twitter already, this will be our last UFC event we're going to see for a while. That's my opinion.
Interesting. I think they'll be able to pull it off. Because did you see the extent that they're going to it for even this one? They're wrapping the fighters at the hotel, then sending them to the arena to warm up for an hour, then go fight, and then come back. So they're going to have fighters rotating in and out of the arena so they keep the crowding to a minimal. That's interesting. It's interesting how it's going to play out in fighters' psychologicals, right?
Some people are, they want that routine. I want my routine, and that's it, right?
Exactly.
GSP would have been bad for this.
Probably not.
GSP loves his routine.
Yeah. I mean? That's so true. That's a good point.
This would not be good for GSP.
That's something that fighters are going to have to think about in this. But for this London card, I could see them doing something similar because a couple of the fighters are already out there, if I'm not mistaken. I think Tyron Woodley's already out there.
Yeah, Woodley's out there.
Ashley Evans Smith is already out there. I'm not sure about the other fighters. But luckily for them also, it's, I don't know, dude. Because a lot of these are European-based fighters, and that's where the epicenter of this thing is too, right?
Right.
So they got to be very careful about that. me being a degenerate fan, being a hardcore MMA guy, I hope they don't cancel it.
I hope they don't either.
And it's too late for them to actually move it to the Apex either.
But you can't.
That's the only
you know
thing.
what I mean? At some point, we got to take our selfishness out of it. You know
Of course, of course, for the health of everybody,
of the public, not just the fighters.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you got all these Ali guys are saying, "Oh, we need the money." No, you don't.
Yeah.
Don't give me your bull crap. You need the money, man. Come on, you got to make more money than I do. I guarantee you that.
I feel for the lower level fighters.
Absolutely.
Like I feel for the Tom Aspinalls,
Right.
the
prelim
Dusko
ones,
Tudorovic.
I
feel for those
I
guys.
feel for those, right?
Even if they lose, they get back with
at
10 grand. Exactly,
Paid the whole-
$500 at most. Some of these prelim fighters, it's kind of ridiculous. But
Bellator paid them all, for 241.
yeah, that was great. Great job to them. I want to know if they. Well, actually, most of the contracts are base pays now, so it's not even
Right.
like show and win.
Right. Not
It's
like
just
UFC,
straight.
right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing that they have.
Yeah, hats
but
off
I
to
think
Bellator for that one.
it's a big shout out to them for that. But the London card, I think that's the last one in jeopardy of getting canceled, because I think the other ones they can get away with getting them to the Apex. But we'll have to see the fallout of, like, I think the first one happening at the Apex is going to be Ngannou and Rosenstrike.
That's it. For me, because what I'm worried about is that the travel is still quite extensive right now.
Exactly, and that's the thing. But it's also going to be there won't be as many people traveling now either.
Right.
That's
You
another
see all
thing.
the planes are empty.
Exactly.
You know?
So that's a slight advantage to saying, okay, we can still get these fighters here safely. Like, they're not in big clumps of people, right?
The UFC, they got enough money, they can fucking private jet everybody anywhere they want.
Exactly.
But they want that money.
Exactly, it's totally true. I think we have to see what happens with the fallout of Ngannou and Rosenstrike, because if somebody catches it at that event that was, tied to that event, whether it's a fighter, whether it's a coach, whether it's a UFC staff, then they'll decide going forward. Okay, you know what? It is too much of a risk. Fuck it, we're going to cancel and postpone until we can actually get to a safe time, whether it's May, whether it's June, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. I'm so bummed because I was this close to going to Khabib Ferguson, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Yeah. New York just reported their first death.
Oh, did
off
they?
of coronavirus.
I think my daughter mentioned something to me about that just recently.
Literally, like, I think this morning,
Yeah, I think today she told me that, yeah.
So, it's only going to get more strict and stringent.
Right. We need to start closing. They're going to start closing borders. You know they are.
For sure.
They have to, right?
Did you see what they're doing in China? They're like literally, everybody's in quarantine, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're literally like scrubbing down the streets. Yep. They're scrubbing down every public spot. Yeah. Make sure everybody stays inside. You saw that Italy video, right?
I love that, man.
That was so sweet. Heartfelt. I don't know what the fuck they were singing, but the community aspect of it.
That was sweet.
That looks like something out of a movie, dude.
So my daughter has a lot of these pen pal things,
Okay.
She does, and she has a couple of friends who are in Italy.
Okay.
So she sent them as much stuff as she could if they can get the mail.
Yeah.
The girls were, they were tearing up, writing her a letter, telling how bad they felt, stuck inside a house.
Yeah.
We make jokes of it here because we're still.
I know.
Canada's we're really, really well off right now
compared to the rest of the world. Yes. Yeah, it's so true. They said they have 79 confirmed cases in Ontario.
Is that what we have now?
79. As of 2 days ago, or whatever the fuck it was, and zero deaths. I'm quite certain. So there's those things to worry about. But again, compared to like, what are these other states and cities that are getting fucked right now, where they're in like a state of emergency where they have to do it too? Oregon, I think, is like the epicenter of it. Yeah. Or Washington State, Ohio as well. They have a big thing going on now too, right? So we don't know how well they're going to be able to quarantine this.
Right.
I don't think they were prepared enough.
No,
I mean that's the fucked up part.
And that's the thing is that we all knew about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
we thought it was going to stay on that side of the world.
It's going to stay over there. Well, guess what? They all travel. If you think about it, the Asians travel more than anybody else in the world, man.
Oh, for sure. And they're going to get wherever the hell they want.
Right.
That's so true. It's so unfortunate that it has come to this. I did not think it would come to this aspect where...
And all it is about keeping clean.
Yeah,
that's all it is, buddy.
Exactly. Yeah. Sanitize shit. Wash your hands. Don't always touch your face and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Like the basketball player one is the one that killed me the most.
Oh, I know.
What a doofus.
What about we heard about what happened to the other case that haven't got the results back yet? Do you know anything about that yet?
Which one?
And for the Toronto Raptors,
everybody's negative
except for one person
from the Raptors.
Check that out.
I gotta check this shit.
Oh, yeah. There was one person they said that still had not got back the results yet.
Team members cleared of COVID. This was 14 hours ago. Yeah, 3 hours ago got their results as they continue to self-isolate. But
see, they said that on Sports Center or Sportsnet, whichever one I was clicking through there, that there was one person still that didn't get the results back yet. Now, it could have been a staff member. You know what I mean?
Every member of the Raptors travel party has tested negative for COVID-19. Okay, so, cool. But yeah, that was the last thing I heard about it. They played them on Monday. and that's when everything started to like go to shit.
Yeah.
I was, what was it, Wednesday night is the point where I kind of fully accepted the seriousness of this. And I think that was the day that we actually met up. Yeah. But that night is when everything started to go to shit. You know what I mean? That's when the NBA got canceled and all these things started to happen.
Telling me why I was scared for my life, you can get home, right?
Yeah, exactly. You were telling me about the New York thing too and how she was stranded out there. But this fucking fridge. That night, and I actually made it a point to like look at what date it actually was because I knew I was probably going to remember this date. Like it was March 11th.
Yeah.
I knew it was that was the date that shit like hit the fan almost
for here
for even the world essentially. Like where it's actually
took notice.
Yeah, everybody started to take notice where things are starting to shut down. Schools are closing. You know, the grocery stores are getting almost not looted, thank God, but raided. You know what I mean? Like they're just getting cleaned out. I never thought I would see this in my lifetime. Like I never thought anything would ever come close to this. I thought it would have been a war more than it was a virus.
Right.
Like that's kind of what I.
But if you look at all these people who predict all this stuff, that's what they say. It's always going to be a virus.
A virus,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the easiest thing to spread.
One of the first Joe Rogan specials that he ever put out, there's one scene at the beginning before he starts where he's in a car talking about what humans are to the earth. And he goes, we are just bacteria on this earth. If you look on it, if you look at the world from the outside, we're just this brown thing, taking away all the green things and just hacking away at we're just bacteria. One day it's just going to change us and like, or fuck us over.
Right.
And this might be the thing. Like the sad part to me is we'll never find out what actually happened and as to how this originated. Like we have the bro science out there where people are like they're eating bat soup, you know what I mean? Or it was a nuclear weapon that they were developing or something that went wrong.
There's conspiracy theorists are going to put whatever they want out there, right? You know what I mean? It's bullshit.
My boy Jesse Arnett. He's a West Coast fighter. Fought for TKO. Is the champion a couple times.
Sounds familiar.
He is like the Eddie Bravo of Canadian MMA. Yeah? He is balls deep into the conspiracies. Like his Instagram, everything is just it's all the Illuminati. It's all that's so funny. He's so into it, dude. Let me just give you a quick sneak peek. But I love you, Jesse. I love you, and I'm sure everybody fucking tells him about this thing. But he like the thing that came out with Tony. Who's the guy that has COVID? The movie star. Tom Hanks. His son put out a video where he's not wearing a shirt and he has a tattoo of the Illuminati sign like on his chest. And he goes, "Oh, look, this is another sign of it." Let's see if he has it on his story. That's where he kind of puts, I got to look into, oh, wait, let's do that. Let's see if he still has them on here. See, like, Big Pharma and Microsoft are teaming up in something called the ID 2020 Alliance that will combine vaccinations with it. Like, he just thinks this is, it's just Twitter guys, listen carefully, viruses are not what kill and harm us. And then just some of his fight pics. But he's just depopulation. When I tell you he's the Eddie Bravo of Canadian MMA, that's what he is. Shout out Jesse, man. I love that guy. If he's back, I met him a couple times when he came to Toronto to train. Yeah. But yeah, I want to get him on the show too because I need to talk to him about that type of stuff. You have to have a certain level of thinking to be that deep into it. Like they search into it as much as I search into MMA fights.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
Outside of MMA, do you have kind of a hobby that you like to just
smoke weed?
Other than that,
okay.
When you're not working, when
golfing.
you're not, you like. I did see you post a couple things about that.
I golf a lot. Let's say I participate in golfing a lot.
What's the difference here?
I'm not a very good golfer.
You're not a good golfer. You enjoy the everything that comes with it.
Yeah, I love it. I only started golf maybe 8 years ago. I started with my boss.
Okay.
Right? That's when I really started doing it. And, I liked it.
It seems hard, dude.
It's a tough game to do.
That's why I'm not ragging on you about it, but it's just hard. Like it's a tough game. It seems like a very simple game, but it's not. Like to be able to know the clubs and know how much power you need to put it in.
Yep.
Exactly.
You gotta go to the driving range and practice, right?
For sure.
Right.
That's like shooting free throws. Essentially, you just got to stick with it, and it'll help you get better with it. The closest I've ever been to it is like helping out at like a golf charity event. Right. Like I know eventually it's something that I'm going to be interested enough to want to try out.
It's not fun to watch.
No,
but it's fun to play.
There's so many sports like that. Curling is another one. It would be fucking fun to play.
I never tried curling.
I would love to. Well, I've had played it twice and it's fun.
Yeah.
But like watching it is a little bit of a pain.
Right.
Tennis, another one. You know what I mean?
Put you to sleep.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It's like a lullaby more than anything. Like those tennis matches. Fucking, I don't get it. It's like Holly Holm fighting, right?
Right. Same thing.
I did want to get your thoughts on the Rosenstrike and Ngannou fight. That's a crazy.
That's a crazy fight. Man.
Another thing that's thrown into this is that they're going to be using the Apex cage, which is slightly smaller.
Because I'm a JR fan, to be honest. I kind of like the guy.
You like Rosenstrike?
Yeah, I do. But Ngannou, man, fuck, that guy's a scary motherfucker, right?
Tell me fucking about it. Like, there's nobody in the world that could punch as hard as that guy.
I believe that.
Right? Like, and especially with those 8-ounce gloves, too.
Did he ever do that punching machine?
He did. I think he had the top thing.
Yeah,
I think he had the top.
I thought he did, too, yeah.
I think he had that.
I know Stipe was up there, too.
Stipe was up there, too. One thing that I want to see, and this is just me being selfish as fuck, is Francis Ngannou eventually fight Deontay Wilder in a boxing match. Let's put it this way. Deontay Wilder is not the most technical boxer out there.
Absolutely.
He's the one that always looks for the power punch. Just as Francis Ngannou always looks for the power punch. There's no takedowns. We know it's just going to be a slugfest. Why would you deprive yourself of wanting to see that? Right?
Ngannou's going to need a lot of boxing practice, man.
For sure. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not as bad as if you were to go out there and fight Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury would fucking mop him with the floor. But the aspect, the fact that Wilder is just a one-punch knockout guy. He's not a technical, beat you down the pipe type of guy. But Francis, put him through a year of boxing. Go. Your power can take you places.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
But the way to sell it is if Ngannou goes out there and wins this fight, wins the title, knocks out maybe 2 or 3 more people where people start to take notice of him, then put him up there with Wilder and be like, all right, this is the battle of fucking monsters. Like,
there's no way Wilder's beating Fury part 3, right?
No.
Because Fury's already won twice. Everybody knows it except for Wilder.
Especially the first fight, that was such a fucking rob job. That was such a rob job.
He got knocked down. Fuck off with this bullshit. Are you kidding me?
10 knockouts out of 14 wins for Francis Ngannou. And then Wilder has like 42 out of 39 fights, or 39 knockouts.
3 decisions? Who were his decisions?
He lost 3 decision losses. He lost to Derek Lewis in that shitty fight.
Yeah, I knew that.
Stipe
was a decision.
Yeah, and then his second fight ever, which you got to cut him some slack for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not coming in with any type of martial arts experience. You're coming out because somebody told you look like you can knock out somebody.
Okay, you're a betting man.
Yeah.
Do you bet on up and coming new fighters?
In the UFC, I strictly stay with UFC.
Yeah.
So like even if I see value on like a prelim fight, like for example tonight some guy David Dvorak is going to fight. He's stepping in on short notice to fight Bruno Silva. He is the slight David Dvorak is a slight underdog, and I think he has some value there because I like his style. Like he has good striking, decent enough jiu-jitsu to hold up with Silva, but I don't like betting debuting fighters. I need them to see them at least once in the UFC because I've been bit in the ass so many times with debuting fighters who should go out there and win for sure.
But the nerves, man.
I think it adds something to it. So something that I've added to my strategy for this year is don't bet debuting fighters.
Right.
I did it last weekend or the weekend before, Jamal Emmers against Giga Chikadze. I thought Emmers won that fight, but he still dropped the ball because he made the fight closer than it should have been. Like stylistically, he should have gone out there and beat him everywhere, but somehow he couldn't pull the trigger in the first round and then lost a split decision. It is what it is.
Yeah, what are you going to do, right?
It is, but that's where also the best value is too, is taking notice of guys that other people haven't really taken notice of. So you'll get the better odds. The more action there is on a fight, the more the odds will go into that guy's favor. So the fights that have the less action, you might be able to get an edge on what other people are thinking, because not as many people are betting on those fights. Yeah. But like for tonight, my pick right away was going to be the main event doesn't go to a decision. Knew that immediately, but it was minus 370. I'm not sure how well you know how odds work.
No clue.
If you put $370 down, you would get $100 back if the bet won. That's a bit too much of a risk for a little reward, right?
Yeah.
But the under 2.5 is minus 160. So if you put $160 down, you get 100 back. That's much less of a risk than the 370 that could potentially lose. Right. As much as I call myself MMA lock of the night, we know luck is never a right thing.
Nothing's
I like challenge. Yeah, I like teetering on the edge of just realism, and I just have that bravado of having that name, so I love it. Right? Yeah, exactly. But I know there is nothing like a lock. But that's what my job is for every event: is try to find the lock of the night at the best odds possible. Because you're not going to keep telling you guys like, all right, bet this minus 400, put 400 to win 100. that's just cheap. There's no skill in that.
Right,
Anybody
there's
could do
nothing
that,
in that, yeah.
right? But if you can find the ones that are like minus 200 or better, or even underdogs are always the best. Neil Magny fucking hit for me the other night. Solid underdog. Too. Yeah, dude. Yeah. People are overlooking him.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous to me. So you have to be willing to take those underdog shots as well. Gerald Mearshart over Deron Wynn, another one.
Yeah.
That was a big underdog win as well too. I think I was one of the few people to even pick who is it? Anthony Pettis to beat Michael Chiesa, because everybody was like writing Anthony Pettis off like Chiesa's the shit now.
Well, they think Lee's the shit now because of what he did to fucking Gregor.
That's true.
Come on, man. Once.
Like, Gregor was my lock of the night play that night too, though.
I said I picked Lee that night, but still, it doesn't matter. But you know what I mean? Like, come on. Don't think he's a KO king now.
Yeah.
You know
just because of that one thing. Yeah.
There's recency bias too, right?
Oh, for sure. The hugest. I don't know if you remember the Khalil Roundtree one. That's funny that he's fighting on that card too. But remember when he whooped Eric Anders and everybody's like, "Oh, Khalil is this monster now." Then Ion Kutelaba comes and knocks him out. I took the Kutelaba shot because I'm like, you guys are blowing this way out of proportion. Kutelaba's gonna knock this guy out, and he fucking did. Like, it's not always going to turn out that way. Right. But another one that I'm going to tell you, an underdog that you should look out for this Rosenstrike and Ngannou card, Jorgen De Castro to knock out Greg Hardy.
Oh, I would love that. Come on. The world would love that.
I think it could happen. The guy has knockout power.
He's precise. Hardy, man, he's so fucking athletic. You know what I mean?
But he gets hit. That's another thing. So he does get hit. And this De Castro guy has power. He definitely has power. He put out Justin Tafa in his last fight, but he's a plus 170 underdog, Jorgen. So I think the value is definitely on him.
I would love to see it. I'd be picking Hardy. You know what I mean? I would.
Yeah.
But that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know the guy like you know him, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I say, you know a lot of these fighters way more than I do, right?
And I research them like every event too. So when they fight again, I'll go back and watch the fights again.
And I was going to try and do that for this card, right?
We didn't need to really break it down to that extent.
Time, you know what I
mean? No, that's fine. This is supposed to be more of like a casual, let's talk about the fights or let's just fucking shoot the shit type of thing. That's why I like the free-flowing aspect of it. I don't like some of these podcasts where they have to stick to a guideline of, I don't want that. I just want to just come in, not even have an intro. We just started talking, right? And then just fucking shoot the shit for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, I'm just excited that we still get fucking fights. That's what I'm most excited about for today.
Me too. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be, my opinion, I think they're going to cancel them. I do. I think it's going to get.
You think tonight's safe though?
Tonight's safe.
Tonight's safe.
Okay. For tonight. But after that,
for all we know right now, that it might have gotten canceled while we're recording this.
Yeah.
Let me check the timeline real quick. Oh, the last thing I want to see is fucking UFC Brasilia.
Which is boycotting. Oh my god, man! People are crazy.
I know. It doesn't look like it. Yep. Everybody's still talking about it like it's actually going to happen. So, all right, we're good. We're safe.
I wish that.
What's up?
What's this one? Oh, this is just for that card. Okay, forget it.
Yeah. He's just showing his picks. That's all.
All right. But the ESPN needs to put their cards out sooner too. You know what I mean? Their blank sheet. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. They only do it like fight day.
Yeah.
Which is weird as hell. Like you should be promoting it a little bit more.
That's what I think.
Maybe they're scared of like last minute changes, but still, like,
so what?
It's gonna happen. How hard is it to just go out there and just switch it out? You know what I mean? You guys get paid for this shit.
You got fucking IT guys sitting right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? Come on, man.
Probably with his finger up his ass or some shit.
Exactly.
Dude, that Ngannou and Rosenstrike card looks really, really fun though. Like even Cody Stamen against Hani Barcelos, that's a great fucking fight. Yep. Sam Alvey against Khalil Roundtree should just be hilarious. Like,
that should be a fun one.
Yeah. Sunsa was supposed to fight fucking Garbrandt, but Garbrandt pulled out. So that fucking sucks.
Yeah, man.
Garbrandt's been out for a while, right?
I'm sad for him, man. Kidney or something like that.
Oh yeah, he had kidney stones.
Yeah, is that what it was? Kidney stones? Yeah,
I think it was kidney stones.
I thought it was from weight cutting or something, eh?
No, however, Garbrandt pulled out of the fight due to kidney problems. I thought it was kidney stones from the last thing that I saw.
I hope that's not a weight cutting issue or something, you know.
It's still too far out though for it to have been that much of a concern, because this fight's not till where's this fight?
It's another month away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like April 11th.
Yeah, so almost.
Where is it? March 28th. So 2 weeks out.
2 weeks out.
He wouldn't have. There's no way.
No way you're cutting weight 2 weeks out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't say the exact thing, but I swear I saw kidney stones on one of the articles.
Okay.
But yeah, he's been out for a while too, right? What was the last fight that he had?
Oh man,
Pedro Munoz. I cashed on Pedro Munoz as the underdog on that fight too. I remember.
Almost a year. Over a year
holy
now.
Shit, dude.
I just realized that until you pull that up. It's been over a year, man.
Yeah, man. Like he was at it like like continuously. Like he was fighting a lot. He wasn't that injury prone.
His potential is so fucking high.
That IQ though.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
But the thing is, even after the Pedro Munoz fight, he tweeted out saying like, "I know I fought like an idiot." Like the fact that he
every time he gets hit, oh fuck you!
Yeah, exactly.
You do what I would do, right? Once you get hit, that's it. We're fucking on now.
We're going.
Yeah.
But he called himself out on that. He goes, I know where my mistakes lay. So hopefully he's working with Mark Henry now too.
Yeah, I seen that.
So that's a good addition. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be the reason he is successful when he comes back, but that should definitely help him to get another look. What I want to see, and this is another selfish MMA fan thing, Uriah Faber against TJ Dillashaw when Dillashaw comes back.
Did you see what TJ just tweeted there?
What?
Yesterday, was it?
Let me pull that up.
I'm coming back hot or coming in hot or something like that. Are you kidding me, buddy? We know you're a fucking cheat. Now, thanks for telling me.
I'm coming in hot.
You know what? Really?
Hashtag the return of the king.
Yeah. Okay. Is it?
It's probably like a. Remember he came out with like some training program?
Yeah. And there's some juice thing too, right?
Yeah. Juice World or whatever. His juice store. Yeah. For like.
He should have had a fucking needle on his picture there. You know what I mean? The real juice.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's called Juiced, which is hilarious too. Come on. Shut up, TJ. Shut up.
I'm not a fan. I never have been, though.
He really blew me out of the water when he beat Henan Barao the first time. Like, because he was coming into that fight as a huge underdog. Nobody expected him. Like, he was just a fill-in. Like, you know what? Just give Dillashaw the shot. Comes in and fucking beats his ass for 5 rounds. Like, one of the most masterful performances I can remember ever. Like, but he's probably all over the sauce on that one. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably on all the APOs for that fight.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the second Barao fight, he goes out there and murks him again too. But his style was so aesthetically pleasing that I'm a fan of the fighter.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of the person.
Right. Yeah. When I say that, I'm just when I say I don't like someone, just as a person, is what I'm saying, right? As a fighter, I love them all.
Of course, yeah. You got to differentiate those.
Absolutely.
That's what people get twisted up on that. Yeah, Floyd. Same shit, you know what I mean? Like you can be a fan, Floyd. But people just keep giving him slack, you know what I mean? Like I hate that.
He's an idiot, right? You know what I mean? He can be an idiot with the shit he does, you know what I mean? But,
it's like the Michael Jackson thing too.
Right, same thing.
I'm still going to bump Billie Jean at my wedding.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's as simple as that. You can't tell me I'm not going to listen to that. And I still hear it in restaurants. Like me and my girl just went out for dinner the other night. We heard whatever the fuck it was, Billie Jean playing. So I'm glad people are still accepting of it to that extent. But like Bill Cosby, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to put any of his shit out anymore. It's over.
Yeah.
You know, you don't deserve anything. But again, he doesn't have anything that people listen to or watch on a regular basis. Like how many people do you really know was going back into the tapes and watching Bill Cosby stand up from the 80s or some shit? Nobody does that. Even when Bill Cosby, before he got accused of all this shit, who did that?
Right.
Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe what was that show that he was on? The Brady Bunch? No,
Bill Cosby show.
The Bill Cosby. What am I talking about? Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch. That's way back.
I don't know why that's the one that came to me. Yeah, the Bill Cosby show, obviously.
There was another one too, though, wasn't there? I can't remember.
Another show that he was on?
Yeah, they're like called the Huxtables or something like that. He was a doctor.
Yeah. I don't remember the name of the show, but I think that was definitely like the last name or whatever it was, Huxtable. Yeah. I always remember that name in reference to him. What fight are like? Let's just not even look at the screen. What fight are you most looking forward to that's coming up outside of the Brazil card tonight?
Well, obviously Khabib Tony, right?
That's the main one, eh?
That's the, you know what I mean.
Can you remember anything that comes close to that, dude? Like in terms of 13-0 and then an undefeated
for the undefeated, no.
Like 28-0 for Khabib, 13 straight wins for Tony Ferguson in the same division, and they haven't fought.
I can see Tony cutting Khabib.
That's the thing that we did. When's the last time you've seen Khabib cut?
Never.
I don't know what his skin's made out of, but Tony Ferguson's going to figure out a way to get through it.
He's so good at taking punches, eh?
Yeah.
You know.
He doesn't show damage. He's like Paul Felder, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
Like he comes out there probably beating Hooker, but looks like he got beat the fuck out of. But if you watch the fight back, he didn't get beat that bad. I can't wait to see that one again. But dude, Ferguson and Khabib, like, I'm going to take a small underdog shot on Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, I would too.
I think people are taking, like, he's a 2-1 dog.
I'm taking Khabib, obviously. I'm a Khabib not hugger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. You know what I mean? But until somebody beats them, you know what I mean? How you know what I mean?
That's true.
I just don't see anybody at 55 beating him. I'm sorry, I don't. Not even, GSP came back. He ain't beating him at 55.
At 70, I think it would be interesting.
70 is a different story.
But also,
55? No.
I really wish like that we need to get past this Ferguson fight to see if the GSP fight is even a consideration or a possible thing that they would do. I just don't see GSP getting out of bed for it.
Me either. I don't either.
And do we really need to see it though?
I don't want to see it.
Why do we need to see it?
I don't want to see it, honestly.
As a fan of both guys?
Right.
Right?
I don't. But it would be amazing to see.
Yeah.
GSP's old now, man. Like, come on, give a guy a break. You know,
It's
what to be up an old man for.
It's kind of a lose-lose for Khabib in a sense too. Like if he loses to GSP.
Right.
But if he wins,
you be up an old man.
Exactly. That's what people are going to continuously say.
Oh.
Right? So I don't see what the obviously the money is a driving factor there, which is why Khabib would want it. Yeah. So I completely understand that aspect of it.
Thing too, right, man?
How much for your legacy, though? Again, with that mark on it.
For Khabib, I'll tell you right now, it's his dad who wants it more than him.
Yeah.
Think about it. Every time he says, my dad wants, right?
That's so true. I did not even think about that aspect of it.
His dad wants it more than him. Because his dad says he's the greatest. His dad said he was the best athlete to ever participate in UFC or...
He has a good argument for it.
He does. He absolutely does,
Yeah. But I truly think that Ferguson is the biggest test for him strictly due to the jiu-jitsu. And I know people are going to be like, oh, that's the same argument over and over. But let's be real. Like, he is the most awkward on the ground. He fights off of the ground with his elbows, which is probably the most effective thing that you could do.
That's what's going to get him.
That's another thing. Dude, if you remember the Paul Felder and Edson Barboza fight, Barboza takes Felder down, and then Felder just eats him up off the ground with his... Start pouring blood off of Barboza, and Barboza got back up. Like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That's what Ferguson is going to do to most people.
Right.
You know what I mean? One thing that people always put out there is like, look, Kevin Lee got full mount on Tony Ferguson. Okay, but he got out of it. I know Khabib it might be a little bit harder to get out of that with Khabib. He got out of it and he won. We can do the same argument with Dustin Poirier and Khabib. What if it was Ferguson who had that guillotine on him?
They would have been done.
Right? So you can have both sides of the argument.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm totally fine with that. But I want Ferguson to win it. And I wouldn't mind them getting a rematch right away.
I would love to see Tony
and then
win.
get Khabib get it back, and then at least Ferguson gets the gold. That's what I want.
I would love to see Tony win. I wouldn't pick him.
No,
you know what I mean?
But as a Khabib nut hugger, as you say, wouldn't you love the fact of seeing Ferguson get the title and then Khabib come back in the rematch?
Same way that I wanted to see Yoel beat Izzy.
Oh yeah.
Then Izzy can get the title back right after that.
Exactly. Like they're at that state where they're like, all right, immediate rematch,
right,
or something like that. Right. Obviously, Khabib would get the immediate rematch. There's no way you could deny that.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Hit me.
DC Stipe, who wins?
I am a DC nut hugger.
Are
you? Yeah, dude. It blew my mind. The first fight. Plus 240 underdog, DC. Yeah. Cash that shit. I'm like, what do you mean plus 240 DC? Who the fuck are you guys talking about? And then the rematch. I think he was a minus 140, a minus 150 favorite. Took him in that too. But pulling my hair out with his game plan of standing there with Stipe the entire time and trying to get the knockout or whatever it was. Use your wrestling, dude. You have a huge wrestling pedigree, and Stipe doesn't have the greatest takedown defense.
Isn't it funny how these wrestlers don't use it? Yoel didn't use it the other night.
Yoel doesn't use it ever. Like, barely ever. It's been a long time since he's used it. He relies on his power.
It was,
he may have taken somebody down, but they got right back up.
What's his name? Whitaker. The first
took him down, but Whitaker was pretty much right back up. Yep. There was I can't remember the last fight where you can say Yoel took the guy down and then stayed on top of him, because that's what's effective about the wrestling aspect of it, right? But yeah, with DC, I think he is capable of keeping Stipe down. And we saw that a little bit in the first fight too. Got him down, or no, the first round of the second fight.
Yeah,
he took him down and held him down.
Yeah.
So I think skill for skill, he's the better fighter. His chin, that's going to be a concern coming into this fight. But I like the underdog money on him. They have him as an underdog now, even though Stipe had a minute of success in that fight, which ended up being the finish, but still.
I think Stipe will finish him again.
You're on the Stipe train, eh? Okay. I don't know. Skill for skill, I still believe that DC is the better fighter. The only thing is that the age, the possible chin issues of DC, but otherwise, I think he washes him.
I just think Stipe catches him again.
You think he gets the knockout shot again?
Because he adjusted so well that
fight, dude.
I've never seen Stipe do that before, ever. Adjust that good.
I've never seen DC that kind of flustered, where it was like something happening so quickly that he can't adjust. Yep. Like when Jones beat him, Jones was beating him. Right? And then Jones knocked him out or something like that, right? But this fight, it was just like, okay, how do I defend this body shot? And then boom, right to the head. Like, come on. That was one of the craziest mid-fight adjustments I've ever seen in any fight. Yeah. I'll give it up to Stipe in that aspect, but I think we're going to see a different DC. a DC that goes for the takedown.
It'd be good to see DC get another title before he leaves.
That's the funny thing. He would win it, and then he would vacate it.
Yeah, he's a great analyst, though, man.
Great analyst. Yeah,
I love him.
Oh, dude, who do you have as your top or your fight commentator?
My fight commentators. Okay, I only pick in Cruz because I like how much he breaks down stuff for the fans, for the new ones, for the casuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know everybody hates it, but we need that, man.
Yeah.
We need to get these kids educated because they ain't getting educated. We're going to get all the stupid tweets all over.
He's very smart, too. He's very, very smart.
Super smart. Him, I got DC #1, probably. I like Paul Felder. Dan Hooker, sorry. Dan Hardy, that's my #1.
You love Dan Hardy.
I love
He's your
Dan
guy,
Hardy,
eh?
Man.
He's a Fear the Fighter guy as well, too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I love, I'd say DC is #1 for me just because the joy and like genuine love of the sport that he brings to the commentating booth. I love him as #1. Paul Felder for me, #2. I really am impressed with him, and he has fun with it, but technically he's very good as well too. Mm-hmm. He knows what positions that he's breaking down and all that type of stuff. But then when he like him with the European crew, which is Dan Hardy and John Gooden,
yeah.
He has a blast with those guys all the time. If you ever recognize, I don't know if they're calling this card. I know actually DC's calling this card. But I'd say DC, Felder, Cruz, then Hardy, and then I've always liked Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is, he gets so much flack out there.
Yeah, he does.
I get a little bit of it, but as a person, I love his podcast. Obviously, that's something I'm a big fan of.
I'll tell you, someone put me too. I don't follow many fighters, eh?
You don't follow many fighters at all. Nope. Interesting.
Or celebrities or anything like that.
Interesting.
I've never been that type of person. Like now, if I like Nico Price.
Yeah.
I mean, we follow one another. Dan Hardy, we follow because we interact with one another, right? If I didn't interact with them, I'm not going to follow them.
Yeah,
I do follow
true.
some.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do follow some because I need some information and everything.
Of course. That's why I follow like most of the fighters as well as too.
I get it from everybody else on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
As soon as it comes out, there's a retweet and everything right away.
Yeah. Mostly. I love Chaz Skelly. That's another guy that talks a lot with the fighters because he's a big bettor himself too, right? So he talks Juan Adams as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Juan. It's nice to have those fighters that actually like communicate. And it's fun though that we're in a sport where fighters are as accessible as they are compared to
back in the day.
NBA, NHL, MLB. You're not getting this type of interaction from these guys. You know, barring the Conor McGregors and the GSPs and the John Joneses, but like every other fighter is pretty much attainable to get an interview with or whatever it is, right? So I love that we're in this sport for this aspect. And then being around the regional scene and being around the fighters in that way too is pretty fucking cool too. Like Jordan Mean was a boss to be around. I love the fact that Pedro Munoz goes out there and knocks out Cody Garbrandt at UFC 235, but then comes back and shits an egg against Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah.
Because I was so high on fucking Pedro Munoz. I'm like, yo, this guy, after he knocked out Garbrandt, he has the hands and he has the jiu-jitsu as well. His chokes are one of the craziest chokes as well, too. And the way he finished Brian Caraway was great as well.
Caraway was a nice one, man. That was really nice.
Do you remember the Ronda and Tate beef?
Yep.
Did you like? I see a lot of people were giving flack to Misha too in terms of how she like handled it. But like the big thing that I can remember from that was the handshake thing. Do you remember that at the end of the fight?
Yeah.
And then like Ronda just like prances away, like, nah, bitch, I won.
I was never a Ronda fan. You know, to
I
me,
agree.
She was like the bully. Right?
Yes.
Because all the girls who were that she was fighting in the beginning, they were, you know, I mean, they didn't have half the experience she did. You know,
pioneer. Ronda was kind of the pioneer of higher level women's mixed martial arts, slightly higher,
way up there compared to everybody
like jiu-jitsu. She blew everybody out of the water. Judo, jiu-jitsu, nobody could defend that shit.
It's like you know the armbar is coming.
Yeah,
right.
Still can't stop it.
No,
that's
like Khabib. You know the takedown's coming.
Exactly.
You ain't
That's something that TJ said as well. Laramie, when I had him in the last week, he goes, "What's scarier, not knowing what's coming or knowing what's coming and not being able to stop it?" Like, you could train the entire camp to not get taken down. You're going to get taken down by Khabib.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's when fighters are able to adjust and actually be like, okay, I'm going to be in this position, but now how do I work out of this position and capitalize on it? So Ferguson, elbows.
But what does everybody say? No one's been as heavy as Khabib, right? He feels so much heavier when he's on you compared to every other fighter they've had.
Yeah.
Sparring partners, they have heavier guys. They have 185s in there, 170s in there.
Yeah.
He still feels heavier than that.
It's
insane. Crazy to me, man.
I don't think he's ever faced a scrambler like Tony, which is
and he said
concern.
that too. He even said himself, Khabib, that Tony is going to be his toughest fight ever. He thought all the other guys, I'm going to beat them.
Yeah.
Tony, this is going to be a tough one.
I can't wait for that one, dude.
I hope it don't get canceled.
Anytime anybody says those sequence of words, it pains me a little bit.
It's not it might get suspended.
I know.
You know what I mean? But I'm the same way.
How insane is it? Is that it's coming to like a worldwide pandemic as to why we potentially might not see this fight for the 5th time that it was booked. Like, there's no way that the world cannot tell you any other way that we don't want this fight to happen.
Well, you wait to see the numbers that ESPN's going to get for tonight's fights.
Yeah,
massive.
I think they changed it from ESPN Plus to ESPN because there's nothing else on. It's on both ESPN Plus and ESPN.
Yeah,
even
Dana
better.
White said it yesterday.
And they are so lucky with the fight lineup that they do have too, because it is a very exciting card, especially the main card, right? So they could really definitely get some.
Bellator today, man. That was
yesterday.
Yesterday,
Fuck.
Yeah. Right, today is Saturday.
Yeah. We're gonna watch the fights very shortly.
It's always 420.
Yeah, exactly. Your days are all fucking mixed up anyway. But dude, I was really looking forward to that card too. Yeah. Emmanuel Sanchez I had a little bit of money on him to beat Daniel Weichel, but the main event,
I forgot all about it until. Brandon the Truth reminded me with his tweet, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Great guy. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Brandon's a beast. I might eventually have him in here one day, too.
Yeah.
I know he's down there in the States, but I'm working on some
Great
things.
Guy. Well,
that's one thing.
Isn't his girlfriend from Toronto?
Exactly. So there's the end. There's the plug.
That's right.
She's great, too.
You'd be right here, buddy.
Yeah. She's great, too. She might find herself in there, too. Amazing. So, that's another reason I wanted to do this show is to, like, put faces to the actual, like we obviously have videos and stuff that we do, but we never get to see you in this form. Yeah. You were talking about possibly doing your own podcast as well. I don't know how far along or if you want to even say anything about that.
We're beginning stages of that right now.
Okay. But it is truth. It is going to happen.
We're definitely going to be having a podcast.
Nice. That's awesome.
We're actually building everything right now.
So have you thought about it in terms of like format
I haven't thought
or
of jack shit, man?
Nothing. I'm just waiting for
an old man. I'm just gonna sit down in a chair and tell you what the fuck I think.
But that's the premise of your podcast.
It's gonna be weed, fights, and food.
And it's just off the top. I'm not no script, nothing.
No script, man.
Perfect.
No.
Guests or no guests?
Guests coming in, calling in. You know
okay, nice.
Skype.
Perfect. That's one thing I want to initiate in my other podcast where I break down fights. Is people, if they have specific questions about specific fights, I want to do voice though, not just Twitter questions. I want to do voice.
Yeah.
So that'll be something crazy too. And that's why when you told me that you're doing the podcast, I'm like, dude, this is the best thing you could do for yourself. Strictly due to the fact that you engage with people as often as you do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, like that's something that you enjoy doing, and to have that platform, you're gonna have an audience right like that.
Right.
Like I will be able to see even from the fucking analytics of this episode alone how much of a following you're gonna get. So it's great. It's no brainer, dude.
It's all a plus, right?
It's a no brainer.
Yeah.
And do you think it's doable with like the schedule that you currently have, like once a week or something like that?
That's going to be tough.
That's going to be tough to get to a strict
because
thing,
I work such long hours. You know what I mean? It's weird hours. You know what I mean? I'm traveling here, traveling there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I think you should I don't think you should hold yourself to a day.
Right. I'm not at the beginning. I'm just going to do whatever the hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then once I get into a routine where I can feel comfortable with, where I can get my schedule all set up, then we'll go to it from there.
But I think with you, it's not even going to matter if you say, okay, every Wednesday is coming out, and whatever every Wednesday. Whenever you are comfortable enough to be like, all right, I have enough to talk on the mic for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, I'm just going to do it. Whether it's 2 times a week, once a week, 3 times a week, whatever the fuck it is, depending on what's going on. If you just want to vent, I'm sure people will enjoy that part of it too. I've always been fascinated by people that are able to do podcasts by themselves, strictly by themselves, and just riffing on whatever. Like Chris D'Elia does it, Aaron does it. Like I'm just talking about any podcast period. To be able to riff for an hour and know that you got to fill an hour of time. With me, when I do my podcast solo, is me breaking down the card. So I have something that I need to talk about.
Content already there.
Exactly. Compared to just, all right, guys, it's March 14th. This is what happened this past weekend, all that type of stuff. I admire people that are able to do that. Like, I can't carry something by myself like that. For sure.
I don't know if I'd be able to either. You know, I'm going to have somebody with me. Probably almost every time.
Okay. But I'm sure like some of it's still going to be...
It'll be mostly me though.
Yeah, exactly. But you have the thoughts where you're able to deliver, and your thoughts are so impactful already to which people are going to really enjoy and really want to watch more and more.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. It's mostly about fun. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a fucking good time.
Of course. I can't wait to see like what you got brewing. Get it all together. Do you have a possible ETA for it, or just fucking...
I don't even know.
Tentative, TBD.
To be determined, probably around a month.
Okay,
I'm guessing.
Nice.
2 months maybe. in that area.
I can't fucking wait.
It's hard to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to hold yourself to something and then like fall through it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Of course. So. That's the thing that I've had to like really deal with is like holding myself to making sure I get a guest every week.
Right.
Making sure I, do my breakdown podcast every Monday to release Tuesday. Because people are relying on that information.
You gotta start tagging me in these things so I can see that.
I appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Dude, remember I told you how Cody Saftik is a needle mover?
Yeah.
He has been dethroned. Oh, yeah. You are the fucking needle mover. You are the needle.
No, man.
Bro, the rub I got strictly from that one video has been insane.
Good.
Insane. I'm grateful of that. Super appreciative. I hope my fans can do the same for you in terms of in that aspect as well. I know some of my guys in my groups know about you. Some of them don't yet, but once they see this podcast, they're gonna be like, "Yo, this guy's the best." All they need to do is just go to his timeline. That's a sale enough,
just
dude.
Just an old man having a good time.
But you have that, like, I'm not calling it a character, but like a unique perspective compared to the most, and you're able to be out and about it too. Whereas people are just like a fighter avatar as their picture. Right. And they never show their face or they never do anything like that. It adds a little bit more validity and legitimacy to a person when they're able to be this open about it.
Well, I'm going to be open and honest no matter what it is, right?
Perfect.
And unfortunately, it gets people offended a lot. You know what I mean? But like I say, I'll never lie to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll always tell you the truth. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm too honest, too upfront, too blunt sometimes, but just who I am, man.
Exactly, but people enjoy it. Hence why you have such a giant following.
Yeah, well, I had a big Twitter handle prior to this one here.
Yeah.
Like over 5,000 something followers. And then
Yeesh.
BKFC.
I'm sure you'll get it back. Oh, yeah.
Got me right off, eh?
Fuck y'all.
Fuck you, bitches.
We're just trying to fucking help out over here. That's it. Get the word out.
They were, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's true. And you have their demographic too, though. That's the thing. So they should be thankful of people like you and even Shay, Shannon or whatever.
Yeah, Shay's a great woman.
Yeah, Shay, awesome. I've had nothing but good interactions with her. But you guys are putting out more of a word than they are because they're tapping into the audience that they want to appease. I don't get it. Do you remember that thing that happened with the local event here where they put out a thing saying you have to have at least 3 articles regarding our event and then we'll give you media credentials? Yeah.
No.
You didn't see that? It was going around Twitter for a little bit where like, I know which event it was. I see you, but I won't put you guys on blast. But they put out an email saying that you have to have, it was either 3 or 5 articles on their event, on their website, and then they would grant them media credentials. The person who put out that email still ended up going to those events, that event, whatever it is. So I guess I ended up working out anyway, but that's not the way you want to approach it if you want people to cover your shit.
Yeah.
Somebody, I forgot who it was, somebody brought up the idea of just, okay, say that here are possible headlines. These are the storylines going into our event. And yes, here are your credentials.
Yeah.
If you do want to write a story about it, these are the things you could cover.
Yep.
I think that's a little bit more acceptable.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But they're like, no. Put a little bit more thought into it, especially if you want to be a respected promotion, right? Like when we were doing our SEC thing, we were super bare bones, like literally bare bones to the max where we just wanted to put the fights on to get these guys experience. So with these other companies, they're seeming to be like trying to put on more of a production, try to be a high level competitor.
Yep.
And then they're just being half-assed with the way they deal with the media, which is their gateway
exactly. You know,
to getting a bigger audience. I hope you come out to the next event, dude.
I'm definitely going to try to get up there.
Let's link up and
because Dave Press wants to do it with me too, right?
Sick. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it would be nice to have like a little MMA Twitter gathering there.
Yep.
Based on whoever else is out there. I don't know if there's any like MMA Twitter beefs that we don't know about.
I don't think so.
You don't keep up with that shit. Good. I don't either. Fuck that.
I just keep scrolling, man. If I don't like something, I just keep. I don't know if I can put out any negative shit. I try not to. Let me. I say I try not to put out any negative shit. Okay, I do sometimes. I know I get it, but like I say, it's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
You got to vent sometimes.
You do.
It's all good.
Unfortunately, Twitter, you're going to get it all.
At what point did you really believe that this Twitter thing was something that you wanted to latch on to as much as you did? Was there a turning point for you where like, okay, I'm having legit conversations with people now?
When I started having conversations with people who actually knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like who, do you recall one of the first people that you really started to follow in the MMA Twitter that you're like?
The person who welcomed me really to MMA Twitter is G from Woe TV now.
Okay.
G Spot.
Shout out G.
Great woman.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
I mean, she was one of the first ones I met on... she really welcomed me to MMA Twitter. After that, who would have been No Stone Unturned or No.
Oh
Turn
yeah,
on Stones,
great
right?
guy, great guy.
Follow Train King.
Yep.
And of course, Phil the MMA Dude, Fight Geek.
Yep.
You know, Fight Myself podcast.
Yep.
Great guys. You know, amazing people.
It's a good little community that we got
is.
on there too.
Yeah.
Like it really helps like feel at home in a bit when you have those people. Like
Yeah.
I have my MMA gambling Twitter community that I'm always
Right.
with, that I have my family there. And then there's like the other MMA Twitter handles out there that are like synonymous.
Right.
As soon as you see that Mac Malley, like a big guy right there
Yeah.
too, right?
Another one.
He's always helping out those smaller guys too,
Yeah.
in any aspect that he can as well. Is there something that you kind of want to like? Did you go into this thinking that it would turn into a potential podcast, or
Absolutely not.
it was just more of a?
I was just on there just to talk fights, MMA
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Not to just have a good
And
time.
then it just blew up. Was there a certain point where it like really blew up, or has it just been gradual?
It's just been, I don't know. I've always had followers, like, even with Instagram shit, stupid things I post on there. You know what I mean? I've always had people just follow me for, I don't know.
I don't know if a lot of people know that you have an Instagram as well.
Yeah, I do have Instagram. It's like it's my name. I don't know.
I'll put it in the description below so you guys can follow it there. See his shenanigans more so in picture form.
Yeah, I do have an Instagram. I don't use that as much. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then that TikTok, I just do that just to clip some good videos.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
throw 'em onto Twitter, right?
There's a lot of food porn.
Yeah. I love food, man. You can tell I love food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you do you like specialize in something in terms of like making something? Do you make something that you're like
At home, my family loves my homemade pizza.
Okay.
Or barbecue, anything, you know what I mean?
nice?
But
Like I love making ribs. Like I love like
Oh, yeah.
taking the day, marinate that shit, let it sit, do what it needs to do. That's what I take
that's
pride
my
in.
wife.
Yeah, with the ribs specifically.
Cook. You know, my,
Do you
my
have
wife,
so? Would you feel like that with the pizza? Is that what you're saying? Like you put time and effort into your pizza, and
make
you're
the
like,
whole, make the dough from fresh, everything, right?
Nice.
Oh yeah, everything's
That's
from
legit.
scratch, man.
That's
not
sick.
the pepperoni and everything, you know what I mean? But the
Yeah.
sauce, the dough, everything's from scratch, man.
it's hilarious how closely knit I feel like the food community and the MMA community is, because there are so many people that only talk about food,
Yeah.
even though they're strictly like MMA based things.
Yeah.
Like I have one of my friends that's going to be soon starting a food show on his MMA channel
Yeah.
because he loves it. He Instagrams about it a lot, and he goes, "Yo, I'm going to do a legit show about it."
Serious King, shout out to him. Another one. All
Yes,
kinds of
another
food.
one. He's always putting out those challenges or like
He's
those
got a podcast
things.
out too, eh?
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah,
Good
yeah. I
guy.
did see you tweet about it actually.
Great guy.
I believe I follow him anyway.
And he says
Shut
he's a
up.
casual. Oh man, he's just great. You know what I mean? That's what. Who was another one? Combatosseurs with Rhino. I told you about him.
Yeah,
Another
I did
great
hit the
guy.
follow after that. I remember that.
I would like to listen to podcasts of our MMA Twitter fans.
Yeah.
People. You know,
Because again, it feels like a community. So like
Right.
whatever they're talking about, you kind of know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who he's talking about.
The MMA nerd, another one. You know,
Yeah.
Great podcast.
Shout out to her.
You know what I mean? There's so many good ones, man.
I'm so glad that we do have the podcasting platform though,
Yeah.
compared to radio.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like I used to do a college radio show way back, and I had like Area Hawani on it. I had Sam Stout on it.
Oh, yeah.
I had a couple people come
Sam.
on. A bunch of Stout's such a G
Amazing.
pioneer,
Yeah.
Ontario pioneer. But yeah, that was the only way that people were really able to hear it. But now it's like you just record it and put it up on YouTube, or you put it up on Spotify, SoundCloud, all that type of shit, and you can get a following off that too. It's crazy how many celebrities are doing it themselves too. Like people you would think you would never hear from on a regular basis. Now we're getting Mike Tyson getting baked all the time, having podcasts.
That's funny.
If I told you that 20 years ago, would you have believed me?
Not at all.
Like that's one of those Onion potential article type things, right? Like
Well,
there's
I would
no
never
way.
thought, I'm going to make a podcast?
Exactly.
What the fuck is a podcast?
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You mean the radio?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No, I love it. It just gives people a platform to talk about what they're most passionate about, have connections, have interactions, allow people to see other sides of people that they're not,
Right.
they haven't seen before. I'm sure the only thing people have seen of you are your videos, like the 40-second intervals that you give them to them, right?
Yep, exactly.
So now they can like peel back the curtain a bit. J in tow, doesn't matter, but still, we get Jim in total gym fashion. I love it.
This thing never leaves my mouth.
He showed up to my house.
420.
He showed up to my house with that in his mouth.
It's always 420. Don't get it fucking twisted.
Last thing I do want to touch on. Have you been to a UFC event?
I've been to probably maybe a dozen of them.
Nice. Like
Almost
Toronto.
every one in Toronto. Almost
Yep.
every single one of them. Been to the GSP ones. Max Holloway, seen that guy umpteen times. Too.
I know.
Collingwood seen him there too. That's where he hangs out. Just so you know.
Collingwood. Oh yeah. Blue Mountain or whatever, right? Yeah.
That's where he hangs out.
Yeah. You're just waiting there for him. Did you go to like the Montreal events too? And stuff,
I went to one in Montreal years back.
Yeah.
But it's been a couple of years now since I've been to an event. Work is so tough with me, eh? Once summertime comes, that's it. Like, wintertime's the best time for me, right? Because we don't work as much in the winter.
Yeah.
So that's the best time for me to get out and do anything I want to really do. Because once I start back to work, it's tough for me. I'm flip-flopping back and forth.
It doesn't help that they don't often come out here. Right. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the last one we had was...
usually we get December, eh?
December. There was one in September. The Jones and Gustafson one was a September card. But yeah, normally it's December. I think the last one we had was Ortega and Holloway.
Yep. That was
which was a while ago.
Yep. That's the last one was that.
18, I think it was.
206, wasn't it? Or 213?
206 was Pettis and Holloway, which was here.
That's what I was at.
241, I think, is the one that happened in Toronto. I might be off on that.
Whatever it was, I was at. Yeah. I've never missed one there.
Yeah. I've gone to fucking shit. Nope, not 241. This was in August. You know what? In 2018. But I love the one I went to Vegas. I went to McGregor Aldo. That was fucking fun.
So it was too quick, eh?
I didn't mind that though, because the whole week as an experience was great.
I mean, for a whole fight week and everything.
So that was one of the weeks where they did Wednesday card, Thursday card, Friday card, Saturday card, all in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I went to the Thursday card, which is Paige Van Zandt against Rose. Yeah. That was a great card. The next night we went to go watch Joe Rogan Comedy Live during the same time as Mendes Edgar. That was that night, and then the next night was Aldo McGregor.
We do that whenever Rogan comes to Toronto. We go see Rogan on the Friday night.
It's great. Why not? Like it's a great little thing to do. Like back to back days. Sometimes I even go to the weigh-ins too. Go to the weigh-ins, then stay there, then go to the Rogan show.
Yeah.
What's the? Is there one event that really sticks out for you in terms of the most fun you've had at an event?
Wish I wasn't so high. I remembered them.
I think you were there for the Choi and Swanson fight.
Oh yeah,
you were there for that, right? Yeah. That one's got to stick out.
That definitely sticks out. Recency bias, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, any GSP fight. I love GSP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big time GSP nut hugger. But I would say probably recency bias would definitely be the Cub Swanson and the Buck Choi is what we were calling them there.
I'm glad that fight happened the way that it did.
We had guys right beside us, all around us, actually from Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man, these boys could party.
Fucking
drink, man.
Oh, of course. God. They must.
I was popping fucking edibles and smoking on the pen. You know, we talk about the pen, right?
So discreet. Right? So discreet. Yeah.
Right there. Go in the bathroom, you know what I mean? Smoke a joint.
Yeah. I went to Boston for a McGregor card and the Irish showed up.
Oh yeah.
The Irish showed the fuck up.
Yeah.
It was a great event. Even the Aldo McGregor card, the Irish showed up there too, right? Yeah. It's always a great time when you get to see a Conor just be in that essence of it. That's fucking awesome.
The energy there must be unbelievable.
Dude, the one that happened at Skydome, GSP and Shields. That one was huge.
That was huge. Yeah.
That was I've never felt anything like that. And specifically when Aldo fought Hominick.
Yeah.
And Hominick in the 5th round, he was like making that sort of comeback. He needed to finish that round to get the fight.
Yeah.
The crowd, the energy, the dude, like I still get chills thinking about it. It was insane. One, even his walkout. He walked out to I'm coming home.
Yeah.
That was insane, dude. And then they had the Canadian flag and then they had the snow come in front of it and then it just blacks out into him. I'm like, oh. I'm so corny for that type of shit. I love walkouts.
Yeah. Like, you must love Izzy's then, eh?
I didn't.
Last one wasn't that good though.
No, for me though, it's more so the song and the moment,
right.
Rather
the
than
energy that they bring.
Yeah, like Gustafson coming out to fight John Jones. He came out to his an Avicii song called "Wake Me Up," and that was the first time I ever heard it. But it was just like it sounded like a guy, like a contender, truly coming to the pinnacle of where he's about to show out and show the world that he's a high level guy. And we got one of the greatest fights of all time against him and John Jones that night. And there's a lot of Swedish fans there too. Toronto, super multicultural, right? So there's a lot of Swedish fans. That one just still gives me chills.
That was probably one of the better cards that Toronto had. It really was.
Insane. That was a great fight. I think Schaub fought Mitrione on that card.
I think I had shitty seats for that one though, you know? I think I was way up top because usually we're down low, eh?
Yeah.
I think it was last minute or something like that. It was 170 or no, 165.
165.
Right?
Barao versus Wineland where Barao spinning back kicked him. Khabib fought on that card against Pat Healy.
Miles Jury fought on it too.
Miles Jury, Wilson Hayes, a Wonder Boy against Chris Clements, who himself was a wild man.
Fuck, I didn't rank Khabib.
Yeah, Khabib against Pat Healy. He murked him that fight.
I don't remember that, man.
Yeah, Francis. It's all good. We know why. Just as I don't remember in the moment. The only thing I remember in the moment is the Barao finish and the Gustafsson and Jones fight. I don't remember.
I remember the Barao finish, and the Jones fight, but I don't remember Habib fighting at all, man.
I don't remember, like, I was there from, I know for sure the first prelim fight all the way to the end, but I don't remember Prazeres against Jesse Ronson. I don't remember Alex Caceres against Roland Delorme. Michigan was a nice local guy too. Wilson Hayes against Ivan Menjivar. Miles Jury against Mike Ricci. That was a crazy fucking card, man. Now that I'm thinking about it. It was a big card, man. Dude, I think overall the best card I've seen live was UFC 140. Jones Machida. This one was at the ACC.
I don't think I was at this one.
Dude, Frank Mir against Antonio Hajiri Nogueira.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That finish, Nogueira rocks Mir. Mir comes, takes him down, gets a Kimura, and they just keep flipping while Mir is rocked, and then he breaks his arm.
Okay,
I'm sure you've seen the video, the highlight of that. Yeah. But just the change of pace and everything was insane.
Mir is a fucking brilliant man.
Insane.
Brilliant
it's
man.
Unfortunate his chin just can't take any more damage. Yeah. Hence why he's not in the UFC anymore. Yeah. But
great podcast too, eh?
I haven't listened to it yet. Phone Booth Fighting.
You know who else has a good one? Dan Hardy, man.
Yeah. I've seen some of his breakdowns. The Reptile Room or something it's called?
Full Reptile.
Full Reptile.
Yeah, he's got
I think he does another one called like the War Room or something, where he breaks down the fights.
And somebody else, and he also does one with Mark Goddard, the referee.
Yeah. You're right. You are right about that. I do recall that. They do have like clips every now and then because Goddard's able to talk about commission shit and refereeing and shit, right? Yeah. So I guess that's a good, like, I'm glad that he is one of the guys that's actually taking the step out.
Yeah.
And like talking about
I like Goddard, man, as a referee. I really do like him.
I don't know why more fighters don't do that. There's another one, Ben Cartledge, who is more active on Twitter now, who's talking a little bit more about refereeing and stuff.
Right.
But there are no other judges that are actually out and about in social media and accessible to be able to talk to. Herb Dean was on Joe Rogan's podcast once.
Yeah.
That was about it. No other ref has done that. I don't know if Mark Goddard's done it.
I don't know if he's on Rogan, but he's on
but he has
podcast,
his own.
right? So,
but like, you're not seeing Sal Diamato go to fucking Joe Rogan or something, or who's the chick, Adelaide Byrd. You know what I mean?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I had a fucking blast. The fights are going to start soon, so I'm going to start to bring this thing to a close.
Oh, fuck, I didn't realize it's already gone.
I know, right? Time just fucking like flies like this when as soon as somebody sits down, good to go.
We were on here 2 fucking hours.
I know, dude.
Holy fuck. I didn't even get to smoke a joint.
Don't know what we're doing before we fucking get out of here anyway. Right, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, anything that you want to plug specifically?
No, I just came here to sit down and have fun with you, brother.
Fuck yeah. I love it as simple as that.
You, man.
I love it as simple as that. You guys, make sure you guys follow him on Twitter if you don't already. More than likely, I'd say 95% of the people watching this podcast already follow him. But if you don't, give him a follow. He's probably one of the most hardcore current fans out there watching fucking 1FC, 1 at 4 a.m. in the morning. There's nobody like him. I promise you like that. And he's a stoner just like myself. So that definitely helps. Follow him on Twitter. Everything's going to be in the description below. And then be sure to keep his podcast in mind because he's going to be dropping that hopefully in the next couple months or so. All right, Jim, thank you for coming along.
Thank you.
You're the fucking man. Let's go get baked a little bit more.
The first ever podcast I've been on, and it's MMA Lock of the Night.
Hell yeah.
Can you believe that? And you know what? It's always 420.
Yes, sir. We're out of here.